Three, two, one. Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dan Desley with Justin Havre and Associates, and
Glenn McCormick, Justin Havre and Associates.
Yeah, let's redo that. Okay. Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dan Desley, and this is
Glenn McCormick, Remax First, Justin Havre and Associates. How's everybody doing out there?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Glenn?
I'm also doing good. It's been another hot month. May was quite busy for us, and we're going to get into all the nitty-gritty about that. For the first time this year, we've actually seen less sales than we did in the previous month. Saying that, we've actually had more sales in May in Calgary, total number of sales, than we have ever. So when you look at it like that, it's like, well, things still seem to be pretty hot. I mean, it's like we're comparing the highest selling month of all time in Calgary, which was April of 2021 here, when we had 3,210 sales. And now we've gone down a little bit, just over 200 sales, down to 2,989 sales. So, I mean, really, it's that's still a lot. Like 3,000 homes have sold in the month of May, as opposed to 3,200. I mean, I think we're still in pretty good hands there. But, you know, I think a lot of people would argue, Dan, that apart from the odd seller here and there, obviously, that it might be something to look forward to, getting back to a little bit more balanced conditions. And the reason why I just say a little bit more balanced conditions is because I think we're still going to be in a seller's market for a while. You know, we're still going to be in that market where it slightly favors sellers, at least, because, you know, we still have that demand that's out there. Now, inventory is going up. So let's take a look at the numbers here. For if we go back to April, there was 6,075 active properties for sale. Again, this is all types of properties. For the month of May, though, 6,782. So as you can see, you know, where inventory has been trending up throughout the year, January to May, and for the first time, our sales have trended, or, you know, inched down a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a sign that things are cooling off a little bit. And again, I think the majority of people would say that's okay. It's hard to navigate a super hot seller's market, you know, even if you're a seller. So it comes with its own issues, trust me. Now let's go into I'm not going to go into every category, just some of our major ones here. Detached homes, we had 1,911 sales last month in the month of May. In April, we had 2,047. And you'll note I'm not comparing year over year again. That's because a year ago, everything was pretty dead due to COVID being a fresh thing. Okay, inventory for detached homes, 3,197 for May. We had 2,779. So again, there's that inventory up, sales down. That's going to cool things off. That means our month of inventory is up a little bit. We're just, I believe we're up around that 2 months, 2 point something. And then the previous month, April, it was like 1.89, I remember seeing. Now, benchmark price, we'll talk about that a little bit. We're currently at benchmark price for all detached homes in Calgary at $533,300. That's up 1% from April. Again, it's a lot of April sales and May sales that have caused our benchmark price to go up that 1%. But year over year, it's 11%. So if you're looking for that number, you know, how much is my home worth now versus a year ago? That's what it is. It's about 11%. Not the 20 or 30% that your friends might be telling you. We're your friends, though, and we're telling you it's 10 or 11.
Yeah, I was going to say that. What are we here?
So one last thing I'm going to talk about. I know we got our friends in the semi-detached homes and townhomes, but you know, we'll talk about just apartments because it's, again, we're just two polar opposites, really. And so for apartments, we've had 379 sales in the month of May versus 440 in April. So that's gone down a little bit. Where inventory once again has gone up. We're sitting at 1,965 apartments for sale versus 1,809 in April. And just to put this in perspective, we talked about how the benchmark price for detached homes has gone up like 10, 11% year over year. And for apartments, it just hasn't done that. And to put this in perspective, I was looking at some stats from last year. And here's a fun fact. We have currently the same benchmark price for apartments right now as we did in September 2020. So, and we've gone through our so-called hot market, not so-called, it has been, but again, it's for detached homes, for single family homes. For when it comes to anything with the condo fees, it's pretty much the same. So that's about as much as I'm going to bore you all with that information. Dan, I'm going to let you take it over because we have another factor at play that may or may not affect what's going on in our market.
Yes, thank you, Glenn. Yeah, we do. So this was, we didn't know exactly where this was all going to land here last month. We knew a little bit closer towards the end of the month as far as the stress test is concerned. So the stress test, of course, being that we have to qualify for a higher percentage rate of interest in order to be able to actually get in at a certain number for mortgage, because there's always the concern that what happens if interest rates go up? Are people going to end up defaulting on their mortgages if they were pretty stretched out to begin with? Initially, there was the talk of this just being on the uninsured, or sorry, on the uninsured ones, to do with rentals, flips, stuff like that, so that they're going to be focusing on. The moment that they brought this out, they said this is going to apply to everything. So it doesn't matter how much money we were going to be putting down. It doesn't matter what we're using the home for. Everybody was going to be falling under the same umbrella of the old rate. We had to qualify at 4.79%. And that got moved up to us having to qualify for 5.25%. And that was as of the 1st of this month. So anything that was written and accepted and sitting on the lender's desk being processed before that qualified for the old one, the new one being the 5.25%. So what that means in terms of numbers, especially is important to know for people who already have that approval, that they've had it before, haven't purchased a home yet. Very important to chat with your lender and see where that lands now. As an example that was given to us, the average household was expected to be qualifying for, before the first, somewhere around $442,000. That was the average. And that changed with the new stress test. That number dropped to $422,000. So there's a definite change there in what we're all qualifying for now at this point under the new rules. Mm-hmm. Very, very important to reach out to your lender and discuss what that looks like for you, so that you can ensure that while we're going out looking at homes, we're looking at homes that your bank's going to say yes to at the end of the day when we hand in the accepted offer, right?
That's right. And you know what? So it is affecting people's bottom lines, like in the example that you just made there. Is it really going to affect, the number of sales that we're going to see? I personally don't think so. I think if it does, it's going to be very marginal because, you're going to reduce purchasing power of some buyers, but that's also going to bring, buyers who have a certain purchase power. Now they're brought down to a lesser amount. Well, that kind of evens it out in my books anyways. Yeah. What it might do is it might give more attention to the lower end, where maybe people could just afford a single detached home or a single attached home, and now they're kind of pushed out of that, and maybe they'll be looking at apartments or something like that, Dan? Different things. Yeah, different things could just change. It can take a little while to see. The last time we had a major change in this category was back in, I think it was 2016. Is 2016 or 2017? I think it was 2016, where this stress test was first introduced. And that's where it actually had a much bigger impact because it changed people's purchasing power by more than 10%. And we actually saw like a significant drop in sales by about 20% soon after that. But I really don't think like it's going to make as big of an impact this time around. It's just going to make little marginal changes, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and of course, once again, their concern is that we're going to end up, if we end up with that higher interest rate, that's going to affect everybody's finances. When it comes down to the highest average 5-year rate since 2013, that was at 3.76%. Okay. That's the highest that it went to since 2013. So any jumps in interest rates, hopefully they'll stay marginal, and it won't really affect us that much from month to month of what our mortgage payments are going to look like, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But of course, the caveat being, reach out to your mortgage lender and have that conversation so that you know exactly how that applies with you and that specific lender or bank that you're working with, right?
Yes, super important. Yes. All right, well, thanks for that, Dan. Looks like we've got everything covered for this month. So
yes,
we'll see how it goes in June here. We have a few less sales this time, and we'll see if that continues for June. If we have a few less sales than we did in May, that's okay. We're still seeing pretty good conditions for most of our sellers out there, and all right, still good interest rates and all that good stuff too. Good time to buy. Yes.
And and we've got some stellar mortgage lenders as well. So if you haven't spoken with one, or if you want a second opinion, you got our contact number here, right at the bottom of this email.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome. Right. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.